Suck Ferrex. Yeah, so I built this deck. This is an Argeon control deck designed to hate on specifically Vitruvian because I was tired of losing to Cataclysmic Fault. But hopefully the meta in general. The overall idea, I'll go through the deck after this game, just give people time to show up so I can go through it once properly. The overall idea is just to kind of play powerful hate cards and well-targeted removal. So we've got quite a lot of dispel, we've got this guy, we've got reasonable AoEs. Back it up with some Lionheart Tempo tools, a ton of healing because the meta is fairly aggressive, and then things like Zir and Arclight Regalia to win. Alright, so Aegis Barrier, I'll explain this later, but you've probably seen what it does already. Basically we have a bunch of really annoying cards, and so giving them Aegis Barrier is good. Oh, good luck with your writing, Wolf Zuzu, and thanks. Appreciate it. 6 2-drops? Yeah, we don't need that many 2-drops, right? This is a control game, control deck. We're going to dominate the mid-game as best we can. We've got a bunch of good 3-drops when we're going second as well. And if we miss turn 1, well, we've got lots of removal, we've got good 3-drops. It's not that bad, right? Like, this deck actually genuinely just doesn't want Windblade Adept. More than 0 2-drops. Yeah, we need some keepers in here, right? So 2-drops of choice are the healing ones. Reason being, this meta's real aggressive. We need lots of healing. I've been impressed with my Zeran deck for the same reason, like the Tempo Zeran. It seems quite good right now, because you've got low curve, lots of interaction, lots of healing, and you can just outlast your opponent sometimes. Sunbloom, I really wanted to play Sunbloom because there's a lot of walls, there's a lot of obelisks, there's Cataclysmic Fault, there's even things like, Spectral Revenant and Phantasm. Like, Dispel is okay against Abyss, but it helps. Helps with the creep as well. Tempest, this is for Dervishes, primarily. Also kills Phantasm, deals chip damage, etc. Martyrdom, Trygon Obelysk, Thunderhorn, anything biggish that you need to get rid of. Like, I think Martyrdom is a wholly underrated card. The downside is real, but like, this card is really efficient for just 3 mana kill anything scary. But the only thing it's not good against is like Reaper of 9 Wounds. Scintilla, I said I wanted healing. This is one of the best healing cards in the game. It's efficient, it's got a good body so you can play it on curve and still have a good time with it. When you roar it, it's a 5/4 that trades with lots of things, sometimes for value, gets in a lot of face damage. This card is great. Silver God Knight, one of the best 3-drops in the game, one of the best things to just throw out on turn 1. I guess Wild Tar maybe eclipses it for that now, but like, this card is great, right? And especially in a deck like this that wants to survive, having a provoke unit that helps us sculpt the early game and defend ourselves is very helpful. Even just for like denying mana tiles by having a big provoke be in the way is pretty handy. There's only 2 Regalia because I only own 2, and I didn't want to craft the 3rd one just yet for the experiment. But Regalia is one of our win conditions. Obviously everyone who's ever played against this card knows how annoying it is to get smacked in the face for 4 for free every single turn. So we're going to do that primarily with it, I would have thought, as well as protecting ourselves from Warbird, Desolator, random chip damage, enemy general attacks, and so on and so forth. And of course using it to kill things. We can get value off it, it's an equipment. I did consider putting in Dawn's Eye for the jank, but I don't think that's necessary. Holy Immolation ×3, I don't think this needs any real explanation, except for the fact that this is a fairly high curve deck. There's a lot of 4-drops. Immolation is not as good as it usually is when you're playing like 9/2s and Blood Tear Alchemist. But it's still good enough that I want it, right? I want to be able to draw it, I want to be able to find it, I want to be able to cast 2 in a decent number of my games. Double Lightbender. So this deck is going heavy on Dispel to beat Obelisks and Cataclysmic Fault primarily. And it's also handy against, it's Dispel, it does things, right? It gets rid of walls, gets rid of Mechazor, whatever. Night Watcher. I have been insanely impressed by this card. I haven't even played against Xerix yet. I played against Sarge once. She played 2 Ethereal Obelisks on her first turn, and I played this. And, the emotes did flow. It was really strong. She basically spent the entire game bending heaven and earth to kill it while I hit her in the face, as her cards didn't do anything. And then by the time she killed her, I just won. Sunbreaker, this card is an experimental slot. This is basically because against Cataclysmic Fault, they can make a board full of 2/2s every single turn. If you have this, you could kill them every single turn. Problem solved. Maybe. I haven't actually played it yet. I've drawn it like once, and it wasn't useful in that particular game. So it might just be awful, but I'm keen to try it. Thunderhorn, this card is broken. I think it's reasonable to say that. Like, it is removable. It's not, going to ruin the game necessarily, but I think as far as value 4-drops go, you can't really get better than this. I was actually saying to Katie yesterday that, like, Thunderhorn is to experienced Duelyst players what Primus Shieldmaster is to new ones, in that it's a great card and you can just put 3 of them in every single deck and it will work. And Primus is like, it's a bit outclassed by like more synergistic options, but Thunderhorn's power and board impact are high enough that I think you can just, that is now the new Primus Shieldmaster, you just like shove it in whatever and it'll work. Trinity Oath, because duh. It's healing, it's card draw, we're a long game deck, we need both of these things in abundance, Trinity Oath gives them in spades. And then Grandmaster Zir. So I've deliberately chosen to eschew any form of like, there's no Divine Bond, there's no Ironcliff Guardian, there are no 5-drops whatsoever. We just go 4s and then Zir. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is that all the cards I wanted to include happen to cost less than 5 mana. One is that combo cards clutter up the hand, and this deck really needs to make space for all the tech cards and the removal that it plays. Like, it plays a lot of different removal spells, which are normally hard to find space for. And one is that, like, Divine Bond doesn't help you survive. You draw this card, it's like, oh, this does nothing unless I've stuck an Ironcliff Guardian. I'm not interested in trying to get an Ironcliff Guardian through my opponent's removal. I'm interested in turning off their deck. So, Grandmaster Zir helps me stay alive, helps me win once I stick it, can get immediate value if you kill yourself when you, like, the turn you play it, is really good with the Aegis Barrier, obviously, and goes nicely in this sort of attrition-based gameplay. Truth be told, I haven't actually played it yet. It might not even be necessary. Like, maybe we can just play more of the 4-drops and win with this kind of low-curve hate cards control deck. Might actually be an interesting angle. Do you have EMP for wall murdering? No, but that is a sweet idea. Although it doesn't go very well with this or... or... Arclight Regalia. But we have Lightbenders and Sunblooms, which do basically the same thing. Oh, look. In fact, these are probably better than EMP, just because EMP is expensive. Like, if my opponent, plays a Crystal Wisp here, she could kill me long before I could cast EMP, right? She's on the draw. She could ramp. And she could play Ghost Seraphim the turn after playing a pile of walls before we get to 7 mana. That'll be the buff one. I could just dispel that now. Might be easier to play things instead. If I draw another 2-drop, I can spread my forces around quite nicely. I think the Night Watch is probably kind of bad here. I mean, we can just Silverguard and dispel it. We still have another dispel. This Night Watcher isn't actually that useful here. Sweet. That'll be handy later. If it's Freeblade, do I get wrecked here? Like, not massively, right? I mean, it's not Freeblade, it's the spell one, but still. The other option, I guess, is we can just not play anything. We can just leave it there. Try and get it with the Lightbender next turn for some value. Like, I'm quite fine if she makes this trade. That'd be great. She'll probably use removal instead. Like, we might see a Chromatic here. Night Watcher is awful versus Fae, yeah. Yeah, she can ping off the force field far too easily. So, like, she can eat this with the Sentinel, but she'll have to... I guess she could play walls to defend it. Ah, boo. That's rough. Although we can still eat the Sentinel later. That is a weird place to put it. So this telegraphs Hearth Sister like nobody's business. Okay, she doesn't want to use the Hearth Sister. So we should try and eat this next turn. If we can. In the meantime, what's next? I mean, I can just Lightbender it. That works too. I can Scintilla on the mana tile. I'm obviously a bit Warbird vulnerable if I do that. That Frigid Corona is really awkward, actually. It's a good card to have there. I mean, just playing Scintilla and healing some is pretty good. I mean, she probably has Hearth Sister in hand, so something is going to die, and it'll be this. Then what? Then I can potentially attack this, although I suspect it'll just run away. I can catch up and Lightbender it, punch the Hearth Sister. Let's replace the Scintilla, see what I get. Right. Ooh. Some of the old lag. BBS is a, oh god, you're right, it's a spell. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I totally forgot. I guess I can just set this up and pass, right? No, because this just dies then. I've messed up. Whoops. You know what? Screw it. Get out of here. Thank you for reminding me about that. I would totally have forgotten. It's like even when your hand is full of good answers to this card, it's still hard to play around. Oh god. Actually, to be fair, the Sunbloom gets them both. That's pretty good. Like, she's not going to trade this. Oh, she is? Alright. I'll accept that. Oh wait, I already dispelled it, that's why. What am I talking about? So now... This is worse against Luminous Charge than the Sunbloom is. But she's playing Arcanist, so she might not have that. Although it's not good against Arcanists either. T-Horn. T-Horn is good. I can develop that, dispel this, and kind of stand in a threatening position saying, come at me, bro. Can't dispel Sentinels in token form either. Can you not? Lightbender dispelled you. Oh god! Ha! I forgot about that change. Wow. Alright, what's the play here? I don't really have anything good to do, right? Like, I haven't drawn Martyrdom. That would be the ideal play. The Thunderhorn over here is way too far away. So maybe I'm better off just playing Scintilla. Scintilla in the back is fine. We can gain some life. Still dispel. Save the Thunderhorn for later. Going down on cards doesn't matter that much, just because we do have Trinity Oaths. Just need to make sure we don't die. I think this will do. I forgot to, and so did the opponent. Yeah, good point. I completely didn't realise. To be fair, the only Sentinel Dispel interaction I could remember was Chromatic Hold, which does work. That's 2 colds gone. I mean, these guys are pretty scary. I don't really have an answer. Need Martyrdom. We could play Thunderhorn Aegis at least. Which is scary, although my opponent's stuff is all spread out, so it doesn't matter that much. Let's replace this Healing Mystic. That's mediocre. Yeah, I think let's just play a Thunderhorn, draw a card. So laggy. This is mostly fine where it is. I guess I can bring it over here. If my opponent comes down here, she's in range of this, so she can't really bring anything else up if she wants to attack this and like Chromatic or something. So I think that would be fine. So I'm just gonna hit her in the face, buff the T-Horn. She's only got 1 Chromatic Hold left, so this is relatively safe with the Aegis barrier, and it's a huge rattlesnake. My opponent will not want to come near me now. That's a good draw as well. If you don't feel strongly about it either way, could you turn off the music? Oh, I mean, I can. I have previously... Oh, that's an interesting play. What is she doing? Okay, that's all 3 chromatics gone. That's a really weird line. She must have some other removal for this. Yeah, here comes them. Why would you... She got a Lightbender or something? She was going to aspect of the Fox it and forgot that it had Spell Shield. That's why. My Twitch distorts it and it sounds bad. Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that then. Bye-bye music. Right, well at least we got a misplay out of my opponent. This has taken some damage. So if I dispel this, it will die. Also my opponent takes 6, which I can hardly complain about. We don't need this Sunbreaker, I think. That doesn't do much either. So my opponent has Aspect of the Fox in hand, so this is terrible. She revealed it by the mouse over. So this kills... This hits everything, right? Which is pretty sick. Hello, Wolf Zuzu. Yeah, this... I think the story is actually fairly convoluted. But it is, broadly speaking, factions fighting each other. Oh, if I dispel the Owlbeast stage, it dies immediately. That's pretty good. So I can kill one of these by dispelling it, basically, and I think the Owlbeast is the better one. So we do that. Is this going to get punched? I'm going to bring this... I guess I'll just make it stand next to the Thunderhorn, where it's safe. I'm trying to think if I can bait my opponent into anything. If I play the Night Watcher here, she can come down and hit it and then get bashed by the Thunderhorn. And then this can just come and hide over here because the Thunderhorn is body blocking. Oh, whoop, Warbird. No, it's off cooldown. I knew that. This is all good. Yeah, I think they're meant to be like fighting in some sort of... I think it's like disputes between the different factions are resolved using a... is this a Luminous Charge? That is one way to play around Thunderhorn's ability. Wow. Things just got super duper real. Actually, annoyingly, if I could take 1 more damage here, I could kill myself. No, 3 more damage. It'd have to be 3 more damage. No, we have lethal, it's fine. Just roll the T-Horn, attack a wall, she takes 8, and then I win. Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Aegis Barrier is actually an incredibly broken card. Looks like cyberpunk fantasy. Yeah, there's a bit of that to it. It's like techno fantasy, I think.